number, and these were the categories, and this is what we're presenting. And then by February to have, to show how the budget we're currently in is now looking like this, and then transition so that once everybody's comfortable with the new budget numbers, to change it into the new format. So then you can compare the old and the new budget, this year's and next year's budgets in the new format as well as the old format. And yeah, it's a little more work. It's a little more work, but I think everybody might feel more comfortable.
It's important that everybody understands. You know, where did these numbers come from? What happened to this line item? Well, that line item now in the new chart of accounts has been moved to be called this in a whole other area, or this particular line now is split into 4 different lines in the new chart. Because how many more lines are, or percentage?
I think we have 900 expenditure lines now in the new chart of accounts, and we had, I don't know, 200 maybe.
Yeah.
You can just see so many of them. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
The line is 10 places.
You could do it like a double PowerPoint.
I haven't really gotten that far yet.
Well, I know, so you can all look at the same time.
Frankly, we're very good. So we'll give you the best we can give you. Be patient with us, ask the questions, but know that there's only, this is the whole administrative team.
This is the whole thing.
I don't get it.
He doesn't get it.
They might grab it.
Tend to understand.
It's going to be a learning experience for all of us. We're just going to start using it in July. It's not only is it a new chart of accounts with many more numbers, it's a whole new software program that I haven't grasped 100%.
And we have a new process that some of us are still using.
So basically everything has changed for us. The number went from a 16-digit number to a 32-digit number, so that's just interesting in itself, trying to know what this number means. And so I'm going to try to walk it to you as simply as possible so everybody feel comfortable.
But on the upside, when this whole new chart of accounts is implemented across the state, we will have comparable numbers district to district, which we do not have now, because people are calling different things and putting them in different accounts. So if you want to say how much our district is spending on X, there's no confidence in whether X really means X.
All right, we can do that. Yeah.
Great. Bill, did you have a question?
Well, I was going to say, that was raised at the last financial meeting, and you had commented that the council restricted you to only like showing it like 2 numbers or something.
No, that was at the debate. That was at one of the debates.
Oh, was that the debate? Okay.
Yeah. No, we were attacked at the debates for not publishing our entire budget.
You weren't attacked, we were questioned if they could see the entire budget.
Yeah. Well, your comment was that the council had directed you to report it that way, so I'm saying if you like, from the towns, I think the council, if you want to talk about it, we can really have.
Tone. Yeah. You were talking tone. Yeah. As always, we will give the town whatever fits into your supplement.
Well, not all 900 lines in that thick, no, just the major categories.
Well, yeah, we need to work together to get a format
Have what they need to make a decision.
Yeah, is there, in this new software, is it possible to create a digest? I mean, for example, instead of having the 900 line items, is it possible to create, instead of a full tome, have the Reader's Digest version of it that would give you major highlight line items?
Executive summary.
Yeah.
Don't the usual accounting systems, they have like the 32 number starts at 7-digit, and then it grows as it gets down to the subcategories, but each major category has a title. So that gives a little bit more of a breakdown as opposed to one big number.
There's something else for you to learn, Dave.
I'm hoping to see how we can roll it up so that you don't need to see 200 FICA lines.
Right.
Those are things that no one's interested in. $1 for this amount.
I don't want 900 lines.
No, I don't either. And those are just the expenditure lines for the general fund. So those don't include any of the grants.
Right.
Those are, you know, I think total with all the balance sheet lines and all that, we're up to over 2,000. But the upside is West Warwick has 30,000, so we're pretty good. West Warwick School Department has 30,000. So at 2,000,
That would be a long meeting.
Line number 1,642.
I'll tell you, speaking of changes, is that we're in a revaluation year. So that the issues pertaining to the discussion regarding tax rate changes are going to be complicated by the fact that the base is going to, the tax base is going to change dramatically based on the revaluation. The tax rate will not compare directly with the current year tax rate. What will be important is to get across the resident is what the levy change is. That's really the one that's important. How much more money are we raising in tax levy? Tax rate is going to be somewhat meaningless for discussion purposes this year. What we will do is similar to what James was talking about. We will show that if there was no revaluation, this is what your tax rate change would be by X cents if there was a tax rate increase. But the ultimate tax rate may be lower next year than it is this year, or maybe significantly higher because of the change in the valuations.
A lot to explain to people.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough year. Your letter on the busing situation, we did just want to touch base on that before we go. I mean, you express a willingness to work with us to help. Well, actually, no, you don't. Actually,
She's right, there is no hope. There's no hope at all.
hope is gone.
I would help working with your project.
yeah, no, actually, yeah, you kind of tossed the ball over to the rolling agenda committee. I don't know where we stand. Julie, do you want to sort of update us on anything you know on this?
Anything I know at all. Rolling Agenda has looked at as many sites, and you've been in on a lot of the discussion between Lisa Breyer and Rolling Agenda members trying to find homes for the buses. Driving the push to get the buses out of their current location. One part being behind the Lawn Ave School in the courtyard, and the other parked along Lawn Ave, encroaching up on soccer fields and so on. There are plans to reintroduce playground equipment, crazy as that is, to the middle school because it's been absolutely void of any kind of playground equipment or recreational focused space. So the goal is to get the buses out of there, the buses off of Lawn Ave, because as it stands now, there are a lot of erosion problems and traffic problems because the buses are parked in very undefined, unkept space. So over the years we've looked for a number of homes to put these buses, somewhere between 6 and perhaps 8 buses, depending on how many buses we might have to house with the state transportation
Could be up to
program.
Could be up to 10. We don't think it will be that many, but it could be up to 10.
Yeah, and we very consistently found Lou has diligently looked at spaces on island, off island, every square inch that he could possibly think of creatively, and we have not found a good solution for a number of reasons. Some of it's people don't want buses parked in their backyard. They don't want to stare at them. Some of it is security reasons, a lot of different reasons. The most recent location that we've talked about, Lisa Breyer and Lisa as well, is there at Melrose Avenue. On the south side of Melrose, there's a parking lot, a faculty parking lot. And on the south side of that parking lot, there's a grassy area that has in fact been cleared of archaeological artifacts. And so one thought was, granted there are 3 light poles we need to move, but there is space to take a grassy area and basically asphalt it, not a popular idea, but practical, that would accommodate the buses, probably at least 5 of them, maybe more. Lou probably has a better read on that than I, but...
First I heard of it, so I...
Was that right? Okay.
It's less trash for me to cut though, so I like...
It is less trash. So the space is there, it is available, more or less. It is free of archaeological issues, which is an issue we've hit with every other square inch on that school property. So that's the most recent